Right, honestly, where do you even begin with a descent into, well, let us just call it a profoundly disappointing experience. It feels almost vulgar to even speak of it, like tarnishing a precious memory with the grit of reality. But one mustn't one, for the sake of others, you see, so they don't make the same error in judgment. It's a public service, really, a cautionary tale whispered on the winds of ill-spent fortunes. You see, I have standards. Expectations. My grandmother, a woman who measured life in the quality of her linens and the weight of her silver, instilled in me a deep appreciation for things done correctly. And darling, things were most assuredly not done correctly at Calista Luxury Resort Belek. It all began, as these things often do, with a yearning, a nostalgic echo of summers past spent drifting on the Black Sea, the scent of jasmine heavy in the air. A longing for a lightness of being, a delicious languor that modern life so relentlessly obliterates. Turkey felt promising, and the photographs, oh the photographs, gleaming pools, immaculate beaches, an almost unbearable abundance of orchids. It practically screamed refined escapism. Isn't that what we all desire, really? A curated reality free from the gnawing anxieties of existence, don't you agree? I booked directly, of course. One doesn't trust travel agents with matters of such exquisite delicacy. A direct line to perfection, or so I thought. I secured rooms 7000 and 7005. Apparently, we weren't the first to favor this establishment. Being the regular guests, we deserved a better experience, didn't we? Little did I realize, the enchantment would dissolve faster than spun sugar in lukewarm tea. The first premonition, a faint tremor in the facade of paradise, came in the form of, well, an ambience. Upon arrival, it felt wrong in a way I can't describe, almost like a sickening sensual feeling where something is wrong but you don't know how. It dawned on me with the subtlety of a brass band that Calista was, shall we say, enthusiastically catering to a very specific demographic, a demographic that felt at odds with my own sensibilities. It was the Kiwi event, you see. A gathering of gentlemen associated with a company bearing a somewhat complicated history. A history involving, let us just say, geopolitical tensions and the clever circumvention of international sanctions. Do you understand? A company not known for its gentle philanthropy, and they were loud. Oh, the clamor, the relentless boom of Russian pop music, a genre that, no offense to its devotees, possesses a particular intensity. Rehearsals echoing through the halls, team-building exercises conducted with a vigor that bordered on aggression. It wasn't merely a lack of consideration, it was a calculated disregard for the tranquility of others. Imagine, if you will, attempting to savor a delicate pastry while being subjected to a full-throated rendition of a song whose lyrics one doesn't understand but whose energy feels oppressive. Does that sound pleasant? I mean, who wants that? It screams a complete disrespect for the basic human right to peace and quiet. It's like they are tormenting me, isn't it? The staff, bless their hearts, seemed utterly powerless. One approached with a polite request, a simple adjustment to the volume perhaps, only to be met with a vacant stare, indifference, or worse, a subtle shrug that conveyed a distinct lack of volition. It was the first instance of a pervasive sense of helplessness, a growing suspicion that one's concerns were inconsequential, which frankly is unacceptable in a luxury establishment. One expects to be cared for, to be valued. Is that too much to ask? And then the food, oh the food, where does one even begin to unpick that particular catastrophe? The term buffet conjures images of abundance, doesn't it? A glorious tapestry of culinary delights, lovingly prepared and presented with flair. What presented itself be?
That for me was disturbing, consistently lukewarm if not outright cold, textures ranging from gummy to suspiciously slick, colors that lacked any semblance of vibrancy. It smelled tired, like old regrets and unfulfilled promises. Vats of stew, if you can even call them that. Watery, nameless
The dark side of Belek, what you're really paying for near Calista Luxury Resort if you're staying at Calista Luxury Resort Belek and dreaming of charming little shops, authentic restaurants and fun experiences just outside your hotel. Wake up. The businesses here are a masterclass in disappointment. Let's start with shopping. Shopping near Calista Luxury Resort is like walking into a beautifully decorated trap. The stores, overpriced museums of regret. FORSAMALL is the poster child of this. Empty, eerie, and staffed by people who follow you like you're a thief, except they're the ones stealing. Visitors describe prices so high, they wonder if the mall is actually a front for something else. A simple pair of sunglasses falls apart in an hour, a magnet costs more than your dignity, and if you dare to bargain, good luck. The discount still leaves you feeling robbed. The worst part, taxi drivers are in on it. They get kickbacks for bringing tourists here, so you're literally being delivered to the wolves. Now, let's talk theme parks. If you think Land of Legends Kingdom is Turkey's answer to Disney, think again. This place is what happens when someone describes Disneyland over a bad phone connection and tries to build it with half the budget and none of the magic. Rides, closed, staff, miserable, prices higher than actual Disney, and the worst insult. The place is so poorly managed that even toilet paper becomes a luxury. Parents report kids crying, not from joy but from boredom. The child-friendly hotel has more security issues than a back alley poker game. One family witnessed a near brawl between guests, another lost their baby after a violent shove into the pool, and if you think management cares, they're too busy counting your money to notice. Now, dining. Restaurants near Calista Luxury Resort don't serve food, they serve regrets with a side of scams. Belek Deniz Restaurant, famous for two things: salt and lies. The shrimp portion magically doubles on your bill, not your plate, the steak. If you're a tourist, enjoy your mystery meat scraps while the Turkish table next to you gets the real deal. Then there's Red Castle Steakhouse Bar, where math goes to die. Order a pizza, get charged for a yacht. One family was slapped with a €500 bill for burgers and soda. When they protested, the waiter shrugged like, "Oops, our machine adds zeros sometimes." And finally, entertainment. Belek Soho Beach Club is where dreams go to suffocate in mold. Guests report rats, filthy rooms, and staff who treat you like an inconvenience. One visitor's bag was stolen on the hotel beach, and security's response: "Why'd you bring it? Land of Legends Shopping Avenue, a ghost town by day, a chaotic mess by night." The night show starts when it feels like it, kids cry from exhaustion, and the only fireworks are the ones inside your head when you see the prices. So what's the verdict? The businesses near Calista Luxury Resort are a carnival of broken promises. Overpriced, underwhelming, and often downright shady. If you must leave the resort, do your research, check every bill twice, and maybe, just maybe, consider eating at McDonald's. At least their prices don't lie, and if you're still tempted, remember in Belek the only legend is how fast your money disappears.
I've been looking into crimes near Calista Luxury Resort Belek, and it's just so sad, like, what's wrong with people? They're trying to ruin vacations for tourists. Anyway, let's get into it. Businesses near Calista Luxury Resort Belek are super suspicious, and you gotta keep your guard up. There was this one scam where bars and nightclubs would lure tourists in with friendly locals or touts, and then they'd get presented with outrageous bills, like hundreds of euros for a few drinks. And when they'd protest, bouncers or intimidating staff would appear, threatening them with violence or calling the police unless they paid up. Can you believe that? I think the victims were probably, really scared and intimidated, and they just wanted to get out of there. They might have even ended up paying the ridiculous amount just to avoid trouble. And the scammers, they probably just got away with it, laughing all the way to the bank. It's just so wrong. And then there's this friendly shopkeeper currency switch scam. It's like shopkeepers in tourist-heavy areas would switch bills during payment, and tourists would end up paying way more than they should. Like a 100 TL note would magically turn into a 10 TL note, and the shopkeeper would claim they got shortchanged. It's just so obvious, right? But tourists, especially those unfamiliar with Turkish currency, would fall for it. I think the victims were probably, really frustrated and disappointed in themselves for not being more careful. They might have even felt stupid for falling for the scam. And the scammers, they probably just thought they got away with it, but really, they're just ruining their own reputation and karma. And oh man, there's this taxi meter tampering scam. It's like some taxi offices near Calista Luxury Resort Belek would rig their meters or take deliberately long routes to overcharge tourists. Can you believe that? They're just taking advantage of people who are trying to get to their vacation spot. I think the victims were probably, really angry and felt taken advantage of. They might have even reported it to the police, but who knows if anything would have been done about it. And the scammers, they probably just thought they got away with it, but really, they're just hurting their own business and community. And there's this designer store switcheroo scam. It's like some luxury boutiques in shopping malls near Calista Luxury Resort Belek would sell counterfeit goods to tourists and then refuse returns when they found out. I mean, it's just so disgusting. They're taking advantage of people who are trying to treat themselves to something nice. I think the victims were probably, really upset and felt betrayed. They might have even felt embarrassed for not doing their research better. And the scammers, they probably just thought they got away with it, but really, they're just ruining their own reputation and